What's good? What's good? This your boy Jay Shy with another Behind the Bench Sports Network video, man. And I wanted to drop this one because we have a Behind the Bench Sports group chat, and like everybody else does, everybody got a chat with friends and sports chat or whatever, right? And we have a long time friend that I brought into this chat from being in Facebook sports groups. And he's an older gentleman, in his 60s. I want to say he's in his 60s. And, he listens, and he's like when it comes to sports and breaking down what happened in the past, man, he's the go-to. He's like he could break down anything that took place in the past. He could tell you the time, if the grass was cut short or low, who was on the mound, who was hitting, the date, the pitch count, players, teams. Like when he really gets going, man, like you could visualize because he's so detailed of the moment. And it's just a blessing to have him in the group. But he said something that I need people to hear, because we all feel like this that's sports fans. We all feel like this that's Laker fans. And he said something that took me back to where I once was at, and I looked it forward to waking up, watching Sports Center. I looked forward to Laker games. I look forward to listening to certain people talk about sports because it wasn't no angle. It wasn't no narrative. It wasn't because they wanted to get paid. They just did it with a passion. And see, when you're talking sports and you're doing it to get paid, it don't come off authentic. And that's how it was when I watched sports in the 90s. And I watched part of the interruption. And I'm not saying that Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon do it for the money. They still have integrity, but you could tell by some of the stuff they say it's a little twisted because it feels like they are forced to say some of their opinions. But I grew up watching the sports reporters, Outside the Lines, real journalists that I respected. Not gonna say I agree with everything, but I didn't have to agree because I knew what they were saying had some truth to it. What they were saying made sense. We may not agree, but it made sense. That in the back of my mind, I'm saying he had a point. He made a valid point. There wasn't no, let me change the history. There wasn't no, I like this player, so I'm going to say nothing but good things towards this player. Charles Barkley takes a lot of heat with the Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan stopped talking to him because Charles Barkley gave an honest opinion that he lost a friendship that he really cherished. Now, maybe it was some other things behind the scenes that we don't know, and maybe it was Michael being petty. Maybe he comes across this video, maybe he hears this, maybe somebody shares it with him. But a lot of us on social media, on YouTube, we felt like we had to create these platforms and talk about sports because we wasn't getting the truth from former players, journalists, and you could tell it was always a narrative. And, you know, I remember Dan Levitard said this about a year ago, and how Skip Bayless and Stephen A kind of ruined sports talk. And everybody does it now. Let's give a hot take so I could get viewers. And I could get people to follow and subscribe. And that's how I make my money. And now you got so many people talking sports. If journalists kept it 100 and former athletes kept it 100 and then have these biases and then try to change history, we probably wouldn't even have this channel, and like so many others. Because we enjoyed waking up or right before you go to sleep, tuning in to watch certain shows. My favorite show, one of my favorite shows that I stopped watching probably about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, was Inside the NBA. I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it with Shaq. Couldn't do it with Kenny. Charles at times still kept it 100, but I couldn't do it with Shaq. I couldn't do it with Kenny because they would lie. Kenny was not so much, Shaq, yeah. And it didn't have the same, they try to make it too funny instead of just being informative and really breaking down the X's and O's and holding these players accountable, because this is what made players change the way they played, because they was held accountable. They didn't like what somebody said, so they felt like, I'm gonna have to prove this person wrong. Jeannie Buss coming out talking about, if you don't like LeBron James, then you're not a Laker. Nah, I disagree, Jeannie. I hope this video comes across to you. Then you got the fans that's very delusional. Everybody want to feel like they're right. But I made a video just the other day talking about savants and how we will sit up and listen to somebody talk about sports if we know that they're telling the truth, because we want to be educated. And whatever views that we have, if they're making great points and using facts, you may have to sway your opinion. Just because you have an opinion, don't make your opinion right. For example, if I said that steak tastes like strawberries, that's my opinion, but it don't make it right. And somebody's gonna call me out on it. And there's gonna be a lot of people calling me out on it. But I'm not gonna say that's my opinion and that's just how I feel. So when it comes to these debates and these interviews and all these questions, well, who you think is the GOAT? That's opinion. But as long as you're using facts and keeping it 100, everybody knows who's the consensus top 5 is. And we all know who should not be in the top 5. And some people will argue. But if you could argue and if you could express and come with the facts, just because you think you came with a fact, but if somebody responds to that, whatever the fact that you put out there, and they could really pull back and break it down a little bit deeper, you got to accept it. Not saying that you can't have a favorite player, because a lot of people get favorite player mixed up with who they believe is the best player or this player. Like I said, just because you have an opinion don't make it right, when we all know what the consensus is. And I'm not saying that people can't jump into a person's top 5 or top 10 and somebody that once was in there got to move out, because you got to keep the same arguments for everybody. You got to be consistent. And that is something that I noticed with journalists back then. At least they was consistent. And they didn't make stuff up. They used the same arguments for everybody. So when I hear somebody like Stephen A. Smith say Kobe's not top 5, but Magic is, and Kareem, but Magic played with Kareem, you need to use that same argument. You know, Kobe played with Shaq, but it's okay for Magic to play with Kareem. Even though Kareem at that time was considered one of the greatest players to ever play. Shaq was never considered one of the greatest players to ever play. And we need to get this Shaq being the most dominant with the best player. It's a difference, it's not the same thing. You was dominant when you was guarded one-on-one, but you wasn't never the best player in the league, especially when you won those finals MVPs. You took advantage of weaker competition, and for the team to win, it made sense to give you the ball, Shaq, but don't make it seem like you was the man. See, this is when people start changing the history. Let's not do that. We all know what the truth is. 2001, 2002, 2003, you wasn't the best player in the league. You wasn't the best player in the league. So for people to penalize Kobe because he played with Shaq, or penalize Stephen Curry because he played with Kevin Durant, it's a reason why these players do what they do. It's a reason why Kevin Durant left OKC, because when he was supposed to get his flowers and he was supposed to get his recognition, y'all gave it to LeBron, even though LeBron did not deserve it. It's the reason why James Harden left Houston, because he seen that he was not getting a fair shot when he played against the Lakers in the bubble. He's seen it. Now, they can't say anything about it, but we see it. We see the manipulation and the cheating Adam Silver, and you done lost a lot of fans. I hope this video goes around. I hope it goes viral. I hope everybody is feeling what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is not what y'all are about to hear. Remember the guy I was talking about? I'm going to play you a couple clips that he gave this morning. Out of the blue. We wasn't even talking about none. This is the first clips that I heard this morning from our chat group. I want y'all to listen. See, we need to stop, especially in basketball, trying to change history. We need to stop it in football. I can't put Mahomes as one of the greatest quarterbacks when the rules is different. When I seen people that had to play at a different set of rules, play in a tougher era. I'm not saying Mahomes is not great, but what I'm saying is, for him to be in that level, throwing 5,000 yards ain't gonna do it. Need to be throwing at least 7,000 yards because of the rules is easier, because you can't get touched. And you need to be throwing at least between 65 and 80 touchdowns. For me to say, you know what, this dude is special. He's smashing. The rules is easier, but he done elevated it to a whole nother level. But when you throwing the same amount of, a little bit more touchdowns and, more yardage in an easier game, and you can't get touched, I can't put you in the same boat. But I just jumped off a track. But I'm going to go ahead and play these messages. And then I'm going to go ahead and end it. So, peep the game.
Hey, what's up, everybody in the chat? I want to say this in this chat is, I tell you what, man, it's very enjoyable to me to listen to Yun's videos on YouTube behind the bench pod and all that other stuff. Rashard, you, Calvin, Jermaine, all y'all other guys. It's just a pleasure to listen to y'all, because it's like I'm really into listening to y'all on there, man. It's like it kind of reminds me of back in the day when I used to watch CNN late night sports when they had Nick Charles and Fred Hickman and all them guys on there. Them guys made sense like y'all do. It's like it's interesting to me when you're put these videos out, because I tell you what, man, it's not about being the old head in this group, because like I said before, I learn a lot from listening to y'all, man. Y'all make 110% on everything y'all be saying, man. I'll tell you that right now. I just wanted to say that in this chat, because a lot of times I'm not in here, but I do be listening to the messages and checking out y'all videos, and the videos are from a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 plus. They're all great. Rashard, y'all make great points about these fucking games and being fixed and these free throws. And like y'all said, man, if you're watching a game and you can't see that, something's wrong with you. And it's a shame. It's sad. The NBA is just, it's horrible. And, you know, I grew up as a Laker fan, and I just can't follow him right now, man. When this dude leaves the team, then I'll go back to following the Lakers. I just can't do it, man. It's embarrassing to me to even talk about him. I just can't do it. And then for this fucking dude to say that his son could play for him, that right there, I said, man, this dude, man, there's something wrong with this dude, man. The disrespect that he has, he don't give a fuck what he says. I can't wait till this guy just retires. Please, I cannot wait. Please. I'm waiting for that day. It's just, when they first signed him, I was going to say, okay, let's see what he does. And then after that, to some of the things, I hate it, man. I can't, and it's a shame, man, because I've been a Laker fan all my life, and I just can't follow this team until this guy leaves. I just can't. And the disrespect that they have for Kobe, it just irritates me. I don't even want to be. I can't even conversate with people like that when they talk bad about Kobe. Don't even come and try to talk to me, because I've been around a lot of years and know the game of sports. Can't disrespect Kobe to me, because I'm not your friend. Stephen A. Smith, all them guys, Shannon Sharp, and all them guys, all of them. I don't even listen to them, man. I'm in the y'all podcast on YouTube. I'm listening to y'all. So that's where I'm getting my information at now. I don't even listen to them. I don't care what they say. I've had it with the bullshit that they talk. I don't even listen to them, man. I used to like Stephen A. Smith back in the day. At first I did. That was a while back. But no, don't even listen to them, man. I don't pay no attention to what they say anymore, man. Because they talk so stupid. All of them. They're all LeBron fans. I can't deal with LeBron fans. I'm a sports fan for years, before LeBron was even born. LeBron wasn't even here yet. When I watched the classic 84 finals, Lakers, Celtics, that dude wasn't born yet. He wasn't here yet. He wasn't here. LeBron wasn't even in this world. I grew up watching NBA basketball, grew up as a diehard Laker fan, grew up watching the Lakers back in the early 70s when they won 33 in a row, grew up watching the Lakers when they played the Knicks in the finals, when the Knicks head coach at the time was Red Auerbach. Lakers coach was, what's the name? You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, you know? It's just not me, man. I can't put up with the bullshit, man. Each day I get up, man, I always come in, check the messages and see what y'all talking about. And it's just, it's like, I can't wait to get on here to check and see what y'all talking about, and see what y'all saying, y'all inputs and this, all this other stuff, man. And everything is just, I'm into it, man. I wish I could be in the, watching it on TV and listening to these guys, but I can't. I used to back in the day when it made sense. I could, listen to these guys on these talk shows, or guys on ESPN back then, or CNN Sports Late Night. They ain't like that no more, man. I'm just have no use for it, man. You can't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about, or they're piping up one specific athlete, and that's all they talk about. Like the guy's God, and he's a GOAT, and this and that and all that other stuff, and it's not even like that, man. I just don't have no respect. I'm just old school. I don't have no respect for the guy, man. I just don't. I just don't. And when he retires, I'll be glad. Or when he's off the Lakers, I'll be glad. Get him off the Lakers. I don't give a fuck where he goes. Get him off the Laker team so the Laker team can get the shit right, man. Because he didn't crush the franchise. Destroyed it. It's not even the real Lakers. It's embarrassing to even talk about them. If you're a true Laker fan, it's embarrassing to talk about them. They're not even worth talking about. So I just, I've been following the Clippers, keeping up with them. But y'all right. Rashard, these guys are right in here. These games, these Laker games, the calls, and it's been going, it ain't just now, it's been going on for years, last 3-4 years. And you don't even have to be a Laker fan and watch these games, and you can't see that when the Lakers play these fouls. It's ridiculous, man. LeBron, he don't defense with that dude. You was right, Sharp. Dude, when's the last time he played defense? Let me shut up, man. Because I don't even want to talk about the guy, man. Because he ruins my day when it comes to talking sports. I don't know why I even brought him up. But you can't help it, man. Because the fucker's in the news every goddamn day. It's just straight toxic. It's what he is. Get him off the Lakers, please. I hope they don't re-sign this guy. Please don't re-sign LeBron James. Please don't.
That's my boy, man. What he felt and what he said, I hope it resonated with a lot of y'all sports fanatics. Of course, there's going to be some fans out there that's casual, that's LeBron fans, that's just toxic. And they don't want to hear none of that. But I just remember, man, this is why we do what we do. This is why we love sports. Because it's the memories and the people that you touch and sharing a memory. We all got a favorite team. And when we go to these arenas and these stadiums, it's like a bond that I could sit next to somebody that's wearing the same colors that I'm wearing, and we could have a discussion of something that we could have a discussion about something that took part in the past because it's our memories. So for all you mainstream media people out there, from Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, and anybody else that came on TV and then used the same energy, Kendrick Perkins, and want to lie, are you doing it because you're getting a check and you're doing it for money? You are a disgrace. You're a disgrace because you're not keeping the same energy. And I wish we had the old journalists talking about sports, because at least they had integrity. If you don't have integrity, I don't want to listen to you. If you can't tell the truth, I don't want to listen to you. If you're being cool with a player and you can't tell that player straight up what it is, and you want to be a rah-rah guy for him, I don't want to listen to you. If you ain't talking about competition and keeping it 100, I don't want to listen to you. I'd rather listen to the people on YouTube. Y'all are the reasons why people listen to YouTube instead of listening to y'all networks. Y'all are the reason. Y'all producers. Y'all analysts. Because y'all lied. And y'all been lying. I want to say for at least the last 6, 7 years, 8 years. Y'all talk about people that's deceased, that can't respond back to your allegations. And it's sickening. It's sickening. But I do want to give a shout out to those that do have integrity. You may not like their style, but one thing I know when I listen to them, they're telling the truth. So yeah, shout out to Dreamers Pro. Shout out to Ticket TV. Shout out to Casino for Life. Shout out to Too Raw. If I didn't say his name twice, he got more than one channel. So I probably said his name twice. And shout out to anybody else out there that's keeping it 100, that's making videos like us, that's just trying to preserve the history and the past from this toxic media that don't care. I'm your boy, Jay Shad. Check out our past videos. Check out our videos with Kelvin, JB, Lawrence, and Trev, the Behind the Bench crew. Until then, I'm out.